By me. 24 sociology grad student. Focus on urban empathy and structural inequality. Living in a bubble of academic theory and coffee shop debates. Think I understand the streets because I read Orwell and volunteer at a soup kitchen twice a year. Dating Mark. 26 works in HVAC. Hands always have little cuts on them, smells like copper and dust. He grew up in a trailer park, pulled himself out by working 60-hour weeks since he was 17. He doesn't talk much about society. He just fixes things that are broken and gets paid. We're at brunch with my grad school friends. The usual circle. Jessica, who thinks tweeting is activism. Liam, whose dad pays his rent while he writes a screenplay. We're discussing the homelessness crisis in the city. I'm on a roll. It's purely a perception issue. People ignore the unhoused because they refuse to see the humanity. If you just approach them with openness, the barrier dissolves. Everyone nods. So true, it's about eye contact, it's about dignity. Mark is just eating his eggs, looking at his phone. I nudge him. Don't you agree? It's not about resources, it's about the social stigma we project. Mark looks up, chews slowly. I think it's about not having a house, and meth, and people not wanting to get stabbed. Table goes quiet. Jessica gasps a little. I roll my eyes. That's exactly the stigma I'm talking about. You're assuming danger where there's just desperation. Mark puts his fork down. I work in those neighborhoods, babe. I'm in the alleys fixing units. It's not a theory to me. I feel the heat in my cheeks. Need to prove him wrong. Need to show him that his street smarts are just cynicism disguised as wisdom. Fine, let's prove it. He raises an eyebrow. Prove what? The empathy gap. Let's do a field study next weekend. We go to the city, leave our wallets, leave our phones. We live on the street for 48 hours. We rely on the kindness of strangers. I bet we make it fine. I bet people help us if we're just human. Mark laughs. You want to cosplay being homeless? No, I want to experience the reality without the privilege of a safety net. Liam chimes in. That's actually so brave, you could write your thesis on it. Mark looks at me, sees I'm serious. Sees the challenge in my eyes. He sighs, rubs the back of his neck. 48 hours, no money. Zero, just the clothes on our backs, maybe a sleeping bag. He looks at me for a long time. A look I can't place. Sort of sad, sort of resigned. Okay, but we stick together, and if I say we leave, we live. I smirk. Deal, prepare to have your worldview expanded. Friday evening. We drive to the city, park the car in a long-term garage 5 miles from the downtown core. Leave the keys, the credit cards, the iPhones. I'm wearing ripped jeans designer, but they look rough. An oversized hoodie and a beanie. No makeup. Rubbed a little dirt on my shoes for authenticity. Mark is wearing his work Carhartts, a faded flannel and old boots. He doesn't need to dress up. He just looks like a guy who's been out of work for a month. We walk out of the garage and into the night. The air is colder than I expected. Streetlights humming. I feel a rush of adrenaline. This is real journalism. This is immersion. We pick a spot near the main shopping district. High foot traffic, lots of tourists. Theory, heavy crowds mean more safety and more potential charity. We sit on a low concrete wall near a Starbucks. I put a small cardboard sign I made, just need a little kindness, God bless. Mark refuses to hold a sign. He just sits there leaning against the brick watching the street. 10 minutes in, a group of college girls walks past. They see me. One of them stops. Oh my God, she looks so young. She digs in her purse. Hands me a $5 bill. Get something warm, okay? I smile, make eye contact just like I said. Thank you so much, have a blessed night. They walk away whispering about how sad it is. I look at Mark. See 5 minutes, $5. He doesn't say anything. Just watches a security guard pacing in front of the Apple store across the street. 20 minutes later, an older couple walks by. The woman looks at me, clutches her bag, then looks at my face. Softens immediately. Are you okay, dear? Where are your parents? I improvise. Just fell on hard times, ma'am, trying to get a bus ticket home. She opens her wallet. Hands me a 20. Please be safe. I nod, grateful. Thank you. I turn to Mark, grinning. We're up $25 in half an hour. We could get dinner. Mark hasn't moved. People are walking past us in a stream. I notice something. When they look at me, they see a tragedy. A lost daughter. When their eyes slide to Mark, the shutter comes down. They speed up. They pull their children closer to the other side of the sidewalk. A guy in a suit walks past. I ask, spare some change. He ignores me, but he doesn't look angry. Then he sees Mark. Mark isn't doing anything. Just sitting, hands in pockets. The suit guy glares. Get a job, buddy. Mark doesn't flinch. Just watches the guy walk away. I frown. Ignore him, some people are just jerks. He's not a jerk, Mark says quietly. He's scared. Scared of what? You're just sitting there. I'm a military-aged male loitering in the dark. You're a damsel in distress. It's biology. I scoff. It's social conditioning. We can break it. Hour 3. Getting colder. My adrenaline is fading into a dull chill. We decide to move. Walking down the avenues. I'm holding the cash. We pass a convenience store. Let's get water and maybe some sandwiches. I walk in. The clerk behind the counter, an older Asian man, looks up. He says me, "Can I help you, miss? Just buying some water." He nods. I grab 2 bottles and some prepackaged turkey subs. Mark walks in behind me. The bell chimes. The clerk's head snaps up. Eyes narrow. Mark stops at the magazine rack just looking. "Hey," the clerk shouts. "You buy something or you get out." Mark raises his hand slightly. "Just with her. No loitering, too many thefts today, out." He's pointing at the door. I step forward. "He's with me, we're paying." I wave the cash. The clerk hesitates, looks between us. He takes my money, but he watches Mark the entire time like he's about to pull a gun. We leave. Outside, I hand Mark a sandwich. That was racist or classist. I should have reported him. Mark unwraps the sandwich. He's been robbed 3 times this month by guys who look exactly like me. I don't blame him. Stop defending them, it's systemic bias. It's pattern recognition, he mumbles, taking a bite. Night falls properly. The tourists thin out. The vibe of the street changes. The neon lights reflect on the wet pavement. Shadows get longer. We need a place to sleep. My plan was a park bench or a sheltered bus stop. The park is public property, I argue. We have a right to be there. We walk to the city park. Find a bench under a streetlight. I sit down, pull my knees to my chest. Mark remains standing, scanning the perimeter. "Sit down, relax, we're fine. We're exposed here." "It's a park, Mark. Look, there's a guy walking his dog." 10 minutes later, a police cruiser rolls slowly down the path. Spotlight sweeping. Light hits us. I shield my eyes. The car stops. Officer gets out. He walks straight to us. Approaches me first. "Everything okay here, miss?" Voice is calm, concerned. "We're just resting, officer." He looks me up and down. "It's late, not safe to be out here. There's a women's shelter on 4th if you need a bed." He's offering help. Then he turns to Mark. Hand rests instinctively near his belt. Tone drops an octave. "ID." Mark says, "Don't have it on me." Officer steps closer, invading his space. "What are you doing with her?" "We're together." Officer looks back at me, skeptical. "You know this guy, miss, you safe?" I'm stunned. "Yes, he's my boyfriend, we're just traveling." Officer doesn't look convinced. Keeps his eyes on Mark. "Park closes at sundown, you can't stay here, move along." He looks at Mark. "If I see you back here, I'm running you in for vagrancy." We walk away. My heart is pounding. He treated you like a criminal. Mark just zips his coat higher. He treated me like a threat to the nice girl on the bench. He's doing his job. 2:00 a.m. We end up under a bridge near the river. It smells like urine and stagnant water. There are others here. Shadows in sleeping bags. I'm shivering uncontrollably now. The romanticism of the experiment is dead. I just want my bed. But I can't quit, not yet. We find a dry patch of concrete. I curl up against Mark. He doesn't sleep. He sits with his back against the pillar, eyes open. Every time a bottle smashes or someone yells in the distance, his muscles tense. I doze off for an hour. Wake up to footsteps. 2 guys walking past. Rough looking. One spots me. Slows down. "Hey there, sweetheart." Grimy smile, missing teeth. "You look cold." I freeze. Instinctive fear spikes. "I'm fine," I whisper. "You got a cigarette or a few dollars?" He steps closer. Ignoring Mark completely, focused entirely on me. Mark stands up. He doesn't look like the HVAC guy anymore. He looks big. Shoulders squared, chin down. "She said she's fine, keep walking." Voice is low, gravelly. The guy stops, looks at Mark. Sizes him up. The guy's friend stops too. Tension hangs in the air like a wire pulled tight. This isn't a debate in a coffee shop. This is violence waiting to happen. The guy spits on the ground. "Whatever, man, chills." They keep walking. Mark watches them until they're out of sight. He sits back down. His hand is shaking slightly. I realize something terrifying. If I were alone, that interaction would have gone differently. If Mark were alone, they wouldn't have stopped at all. I am the bait. He is the guard dog. And nobody cares about the guard dog until it bites. They too. Sun comes up gray and miserable. My back aches. I feel filthy. We have $10 left from the money I begged yesterday. We go to a diner. Hostess stops us at the door. Table for two, I ask, trying to sound cheerful. She looks at my messy hair, my dirt-smudged face. Then she looks at Mark. We're full, she lies. I can see 3 empty tables. Really, we can wait. It's going to be an hour wait, and you need to buy something to stay. We have money. She crosses her arms. Manager says no backpacks inside. We leave. Get coffee and donuts from a gas station. Sit on a curb again. I'm tired. My optimism is drained. I try to engage people again. Good morning, spare some change. A young mom with a stroller walks past. She smiles at me. A sad, pitying smile. Sorry, I don't have cash. She stops, digs out a granola bar. Here's honey. Touches my shoulder. Then she looks at Mark. Her face hardens. She pulls the stroller handle tighter. Walks away fast. I turn to Mark. Why does everyone hate you? I snap. I'm tired and hungry and taking it out on him. I haven't done anything, I'm just sitting here. That's the point, he says. When you sit there, you're a tragedy, a system failure, someone's daughter. When I sit here, I'm a failure of character, a bum, a potential predator. Nobody wants to save a grown man. They just want him to disappear. I want to argue. I want to cite statistics about male homelessness rates. But the look on his face stops me. He looks tired. Not just sleepy. Soul tired. Let's try a different spot, I suggest. Financial district. Noon. Financial district is worse. Suits everywhere. Everyone is on a phone. Nobody looks down. I try a new tactic. I stand near a subway entrance. Crying. Fake crying at first, but then I think about my warm bed and it becomes real. Tears streaming down my dirty face. It works instantly. A businessman stops. Miss, are you hurt? Just hungry, I sob. He hands me a 10. Another woman stops. Is there someone we can call? I shake my head. Just need to get through the day. She hands me a 5. In 20 minutes, I make $40. I look over at Mark. He's standing 20 feet away, leaning against a wall. He's not crying. He can't cry. If a man cries on the street, people don't stop. They cross the street faster. It looks unstable. It looks psychotic. He tries to make eye contact with a guy in a suit. Guy pretends Mark is invisible. Mark asks spare $1. Guy doesn't break stride. Get a job, loser. Mark flinches. Just a micro movement. But I see it. It hits me then. The validation I was getting. The kindness of strangers. It wasn't empathy. It was pity for a broken doll. But for him, he's not a doll. He's refuse. He's the thing they step over. I walk over to him. Here I try to hand him half the cash. Take it. He shakes his head. Keep it, we need lunch. It's ours, we're a team. It's yours, he says flatly. You earned it by being a girl. It stings. Because it's true. Afternoons. We're sitting in a plaza. Eating pizza slices. I'm feeling a bit better with food in my stomach. See, we're surviving, I say. We're not surviving, Mark says. You're begging, I'm existing. We could try something else, busking, you can sing. I'm not singing for quarters, Sarah. A security guard approaches. Hands on his belt. You two need to move, private property. We're customers, I point to the pizza box. Finished eating, then moves. He stares right at Mark. Don't make me call PD. Mark stands up slowly. We're goings. Mark, we have rights, I start to argue. Mark grabs my arms. Hard. We are leaving now. We walk away. Why did you let him bully us? I demand. Because if I argue, I go to jail. If you argue, you're a feisty activist. If I argue, I'm resisting and aggressive. You don't know that. I know that because I've been the guy in the dirty clothes my whole life until I got my trade license. You're tourists here, Sarah. I'm just back home. Evening approaching. The air is getting colder again. The dread of another night under the bridge settles in. My phone phantom vibrates in my pocket even though it's miles away. We pass a bar. Warm light spilling out. Laughter. I see people my age inside. Drinking craft beer. Complaining about their office jobs. I hate them. And I hate that I want to be them. A guy stumbles out of the bar. Drunk. Says me. Whoa, rough nights. He sways. Hey, you're kinda cute under that grits. He reaches out to touch my arm. Why don't you come hang with us? I'll buy you a drink, leave the bum. He gestures at Mark. Come on, ditch the loser, we got a warm booth. I recoil. Don't touch me. He laughs. Playing hard to get, you're homeless, babes, you can't afford to be picky. He grabs my wrist. Come on. Before I can scream, Mark is there. He shoves the guy. Hard. Guy stumbles back, trips over the curb. Falls on his ass. Hey, the guy yells. Assault, this homeless freak attacked me. The bouncer comes out of the bar. Sees the well-dressed guy on the ground. Sees Mark standing over him in dirty Carhartts. Sees me cowering. Bouncer doesn't ask questions. He moves toward Mark. Back off, pal, now. Hand on his radio. Calling the cops. The drunk guy is scrambling up. He hit me, I was just trying to help the girl. People on the patio are looking. Pointing at Mark. Look at that psycho. God, these people are dangerous. Mark looks at the bouncer. Hands up. We're leaving. You're staying right there until the cops come, the bouncer growls. Mark looks at me. Eyes wide. Panic. Real panic. Not academic panics. Run, he whispers. What? Run to the garage, go. He steps between me and the bouncer. Go. I freeze for a second. Then I run. I hear shouting behind me. I don't look back. I run 4 blocks until my lungs burn. I hide in an alley. Wait for Mark. 5 minutes pass. 10. Sirens wail in the distance. I'm shaking so hard my teeth clatter. Finally, Mark comes jogging around the corner. Breathing hard. Did they catch you? I gasp. No, cut through a construction site, lost them. He leans against the brick wall, sliding down until he's sitting. That's it, he says. That's the experiment. Mark, we're done, Sarah, we're going to the car. The walk to the garage is silent. 5 miles. Every cop car that passes makes me flinch. Mark walks 5 paces ahead of me, head on a swivel, keeping us in the shadows. We get to the garage, find the car. It looks like a spaceship. Clean, shiny, safe. We get in. Mark starts the engine. The heater kicks on. I burst into tears. Uncontrollable sobbing. The relief is overwhelming, but it's mixed with shame. Mark just drives, hands tight on the wheel, knuckles white. It's Monday. Back in the cafe. I'm clean, showered for an hour, wearing my nice sweater. Mark is at work. Jessica and Liam are there. Oh my God, you're back, Jessica squeals. How was it? Was it transformative? I look at my latte. The foam art looks stupid. It was intense, I say. Did you connect with people? Liam asks. Did you prove the empathy thesis? I think about the nice lady with the $20. I think about the cop who threatened Mark. I think about the drunk guy who wanted to save me and the bouncer who wanted to crush Mark. I think about how I made $60 in 3 hours by crying. And Mark made $0 and almost got arrested for protecting me. Yes, I lied. People were surprisingly kind. It really shows that if you open up, society responds. They nod eagerly. I knew it, it's all about mindset. You should definitely write that paper. My phone buzzes. It's a text from Mark. Just a photo. He's on a roof somewhere, fixing an AC unit. View of the city skyline. The same city that tried to chew him up and spit him out 24 hours ago. Text underneath. Be home late, picking up overtimes. I look at the text, then look at my friends discussing the vibes of the unhoused. Actually, I say. They stop talking. I think we got lucky. What do you mean? I open my mouth to tell them the truth. To tell them that empathy is conditional. That it's reserved for things that look like victims. And that men who fall through the cracks are treated like garbage to be incinerated. I look at their eager, soft faces. They want the inspiring story. They want the confirmation that the world is good and just needs a hug. If I tell them the truth, I'm the buzzkill. I'm the one bringing negative energy. I close my mouth, sip my latte. Nothing, just glad to be back. Liam smiles. Well, you're a hero for trying, seriously. So I lean back. The praise feels greasy. I think about Mark on the roofs. Invisible again. Just the way society likes him. I realize the experiment didn't fail. It worked perfectly. It proved exactly what the world is. And I'm the only one at the table who knows it. And I'm never going to admit it out loud.